Today we will revise long answer type questions and the name of our chapter is From the Diary of Anne Frank. Question 1. What made Anne Frank write her diary? Did she think that people would be interested in her writings? Why did she feel that paper has more patience than people? And the answer is Anne Frank was a highly sensitive girl. She was a 13-year-old girl. She didn't find herself very comfortable in the society. She was growing up. It would be remembered that she and her family were made to live in a hiding in escape arrests. They were Jews. Those were horrible times. Nazis had let loose untold atrocities on the laws. Living in such unpleasant circumstances, the young girl could not confide in the people around her. She couldn't share her personal and intimate issues with her so-called friends. She needed to get all kinds of things. She could not share her personal and intimate issues with her so-called friends. She needed to get all kinds of things of her heart. She realized that paper has more patience than people. She wanted the diary to be her friend. She called this friend Kitty. She knows it clearly that people would not be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old girl. Next question. On the one hand, Anne Frank says that she is not all alone in the world. On the other hand, she says that she seems to have everything except my one true friend. Why can't she confide in and come closer to her friends? And the answer is Anne Frank seems to be a split personality. On the surface, there are about 30 people she can call her friends. She doesn't seem to be alone in the world. She has loving parents and a 16-year-old elder sister. She has loving aunts and a family. She has the most adorable father. However, she feels very lonely. She can't talk about but ordinary things with them. Personal and intimate issues can't be shared with them. She can't confide or repose complete trust in them. She has reasons to believe that paper has more patience than people. Therefore, she wants her diary to be her only and true friend. She can pour out her heart and express her most intimate emotions through her writings in her diary. Next, give a brief character sketch of Mr. Kissing, highlighting the transformation that comes in him in the end. And the answer is Mr. Kissing was an old-fashioned teacher of maths in Anne Frank's school. He was rather strict with his students and didn't allow much talking in the class. He was annoyed with Anne as she talked too much in the class. Being irritated, he gave several warnings to her. Ultimately, he assigned her to write an essay on a chatterbox, and he wrote the essay, justifying that talking is a student's trait. She inherited this trait from her mother. Mr. Kissing was not amused. He assigned her 2 more essays. They were an inconceivable chatterbox and quack, quack, quack. Said Mr. said Mistress Chatterbox. And he wrote the story of three ducklings who were beaten to death by their cruel father because they quacked too much. The essay gave the right message to Mr. Hissing. By chance, the joke fell on him. He was a transformed man now. He allowed Annie talking and never assigned her any extra homework again. Next question. Why was the whole class quaking in its boots? Why were teachers the most unpredictable creatures on earth? And the answer is, it was the day of destiny for students. The reason was quite simple. In the forthcoming meeting, the teachers were going to decide who would move up in the next class. They were to decide who would be kept back. In the same class, the entire class was quaking in its boots. Half the class was making bets. Two silly boys, Cian and Jax, had staked their entire holiday savings on their bets. One would encourage the other, "No, I am not." Annie felt that there were so many dummies or worthless students in the class. She felt that a quarter of the class should be kept back. Annie also felt that teachers were the most unpredictable creatures on earth. They worked according to their whims. Naturally, the girls and boys were worried. They waited for the verdict with their fingers crossed. So, we will continue it tomorrow.